The Robertson County High School Football Show is brought to you by Springfield Carpet One. Whether you are in need of new hardwood, luxury vinyl, tile, carpet, or laminate, Springfield Carpet One has everything you need for your next flooring project. Thomas Drugs. Since the early 1900s, Thomas Drugs has served the Robertson community for all of their prescription needs. Stop by and see their friendly staff and grab you a sundae at their ice cream parlor today. Old Hickory Credit Union. Whether you need to open a checking account or are interested in taking out a loan or mortgage, Old Hickory Credit Union can help you every step of the way. Countryside Outdoor Power Equipment. Countryside Outdoor Power Equipment is the one-stop shop for all of your outdoor needs. Select Physical Therapy in Springfield. Select Physical Therapy provides inpatient and outpatient rehabilitation services in Robertson County. And the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Remember, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Now, here are David Wilson and Brady McAtamney.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome into the Robertson County Football Show. I'm sports reporter David Wilson, joined as I am weekly by Main Street Clarksville sports editor Brady McAtamney. Brady, what's going on?
David, man, we're doing good today. We're enjoying some more fall weather here than we were last week. Not too cold, but feeling pretty good in there. You know, kind of a crispness out there. Really feeling like football season as we get into this nitty gritty of the postseason. Of course, only one team left between the two of us, but I mean, they're making themselves a run. And why don't we get right into it?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you some time to brag about your Detroit Lions. Picked up yet another thrilling win. Their offense was rolling on Sunday against the Chargers. So go ahead and just talk about them, rave about them, do whatever you got to do. We'd love to hear it. The Packers are not doing that for me.
I got to say, there's not a lot of teams that are going to be outscoring these Detroit Lions when that offense is healthy. Jared Goff was playing the way that we know he can, looking as advertised. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery is arguably one of the best running back duos in the league. Amon-Ra St. Brown, once again, absolutely dominant, just looking like, again, one of those top 10 receivers in the NFL. And Jameson Williams even had a sweet touchdown, but got wiped out on ticky-tacky penalties. So, but
I was so upset. I was looking for that game. Obviously, it was on CBS with Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Yeah. But for some reason, I didn't get it here in the Middle Tennessee area. So I was really upset that game wasn't on my TV. So I was subjected to watching it on NFL Red Zone. But, you know, the Lions picked up a huge road win this weekend, and that is very similar to the East Robertson Indians, who went on the road this week to pick up a monumental road win over Marion County on Friday night. So let's dive right into it, Brady.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, East Robertson defeating Marion County 24-7. Our East Robertson High School football segment is brought to you by Thomas Drugs in Cross Plains. Since the early 1900s, Thomas Drugs has served the Robertson community for all of their prescription needs. Stop by and see their friendly staff and grab you a sundae at their ice cream parlor today. Like you said, I mean, just historic road win for East Robertson. They hadn't won a road game in the postseason in over 1,000 days. And that, of course, ended on Friday night as they dashed the title hopes of the previously unbeaten Marion County squad. How were they able to do it?
Yeah, Brady, I'm glad you mentioned that. 6,944 days to be exact since they last picked up a road win in the playoffs away from Cross Plains. You know, for East Robertson, the recipe is really simple. They're going to run the football with Mr. Football semifinalist Isaiah Groves in Class 2A, and he was carrying the load yet again this past Friday night. 28 carries for 279 yards and 3 touchdowns in the win. But I'm going to give the credit to the East Robertson defense. You know, they stood on their heads time and time again. You know, early on, offensively, East Robertson was struggling a little bit. Penalties kind of stymied their first drive. They were moving the football, had an intentional grounding penalty that forced them to punt. But this East Robertson defense came to play for the entire night, led by their leading tackler, senior linebacker Dallas Caffrey. He had 13 tackles on Friday night. He also had an interception in the second half and also had a fumble recovery on the opening kickoff in the third quarter. Zach Groves was all in the Marion County backfield this past Friday night. He had 9 tackles, 4 for loss, a sack, and 5 quarterback hurries. So this defense, Wyatt Pearson, Xavion Groves in the back end, just so many guys, so many players. They rotate so many bodies on the defensive side of the football, but there doesn't seem to be a drop off even when they bring in substitutions. Those guys are gritty, they're hard hitting, and they have been great all year long. Outside of a couple quarters against White House Heritage in the first half where they were still missing some pieces, this East Robertson defense came to play time and time again. So they gave their offense room to grow. And, in these tight playoff games, Marion County is a great team. Marion County came into this matchup undefeated. They were a 1 seed. Their defense was their calling card. They had held their opponents to less than 10 points per game. And so for this East Robertson offense to score 24 points, coming into this matchup, the season high of opponents scoring against Marion County was 15. So to score 24 points on the road in this matchup, it was phenomenal from East Robertson. They were lucky this week to not be hurt by as many penalties as they had. That to the broadcast count, they had 12 or 13 penalties in the first half. They came out really enthusiastic. They were jazzed up and ready to go. Obviously, everything's on the line there in the second round. You're playing on the road in a hostile environment against an undefeated team. These boys came really ready to play, but that effort and that energy kind of went off in the wrong way at first. After the play penalties, after the whistle was blown, let's re-rack it and let's play football and let's put the ball down. There were some penalties that really hurt them, and that gave the Warriors offense some chances down the stretch, and particularly in the first half, to put some points on the board. But the defense was able to bow its neck and prevent them from getting in the end zone. So just credit to Chase Brooks. I sent him a text message after the game. I just sent the number, 6,944 days. And he had mentioned that a coach on his coaching staff was there for that win against Polk County on the road all the way back on November 4th in 2004. So, Chase Brooks said it was special that this group was able to accomplish this in such a monumental game on the road. He mentioned that he's just in his second year there, but he's trying to build a culture in Cross Plains, and I'm sure that they're going to get many more wins under his tenure of this magnitude. And so we'll preview a rematch that they have with Smith County that will come on the road in the hole in our next segment. But just credit to East Robertson. They stuck with it this past Friday night, and they were running the football. They didn't ask Kason Young to do much. He only had one completion for 47 yards this past weekend, but it was a big one to Cade Brooks down the right sideline, and that helped them get points late in the game. So they're going to run the football. That's been their formula. They're going to lean behind that offensive line that features senior tackles with John Randolph and Malachi Anderson on the ends, but they're going to run the football and do what they do, and they're going to play stout defense, and that's been a formula that has worked for them all year long, and something that they're going to continue to do as they move forward, hopefully to a state title run in Chattanooga. Brady.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta feel at least decent about their chances if they can get past Moore County this upcoming week. But we want to, of course, with the other team seasons being ended here, we want to thank our sponsors who, of course, are sponsoring some of the other team segments that we won't be getting into today. Of course, that's Countryside Outdoor Power Equipment in Springfield, Old Hickory Credit Union in Greenbrier, White House Heritage High School football segment, of course, is brought to you by Springfield Carpet One, as well as White House, and Select Physical Therapy in Springfield. Now, David, we are going to take a break here. We're going to, of course, preview a little bit more of that Smith County game with East Robertson coming up here in a second, so stay with us.
At Old Hickory Credit Union, we're member-owned, not-for-profit, and eager to serve our Robertson County community. Since 1934, we have strived to provide our members with a safe, reliable place to take care of all their financial needs. From checking accounts to loans to mortgages, we're here to help. Credit unions have to constantly adapt to meet the needs of an ever-changing market. However, one constant will always remain, and that is the service we provide to our members. Stop by our Greenbrier branch today. If you're in need of new flooring, look no further than Springfield Carpet One Floor and Home, your local personal assistant when it comes to flooring. We offer a wide range of options, from hardwood to luxury vinyl, carpet to laminate and tile. Our showroom is designed to make your search for the perfect flooring simpler, and our expert team is always on hand to help every step of the way. With our financing options, you can buy now and pay over time. Stop by today or visit our website at carpet1springfield.com. Thomas Drugs, serving our community since the early 1900s. We're a full-service drugstore and soda fountain located in a building on Main Street that is on the National Register of Historic Places. We have a staff of pharmacists with over 70 years of experience, and we are committed to offering the best care and service to our community. We're now offering healthcare testing and treatment with positive results, a one-stop shop. Stop by our pharmacy today or visit our website at thomasdrugs.net.
He shoots, and he scores!
Welcome back to the Robertson County Football Wrap-Up Show. My name is Brady McTamney, sports editor at Main Street, Clarksville. That's your guy, David Wilson. He is the Robertson County Connection sports reporter. David, one team left, and I know you got a lot to say about this upcoming matchup. It's a rematch with East Robertson and Smith County. Of course, played a real tight game in the regular season. Why don't you tell us about this playoff edition coming right up?
Yeah, Brady, a rematch from week 6 all the way back on September 22nd. That game back then in Cross Plains was the Friday Night Rivals game of the week on MyTV 30, and it lived up to the billing on the defensive side of the football. A 14-7 final that went to the road team, the Owls from Carthage, Tennessee. They picked up the big win on the road and boosted them to a region championship. You know, that was pretty much a winner-take-all early on in the year to decide who was going to win the region championship and get home field advantage in the first 2 weeks of the playoffs. And it almost played against East Robertson last week, having to go on the road in round 2 to face Marion County, who was one of the favorites in 2A to win the state title. And so that win was massive for Smith County as they got home field advantage for the first 2 rounds and this third round matchup as well. Smith County played against Fayetteville last week and they dominated them really good, to be honest with you. Final score 45-12 in that one. They played Forest in the first round of the playoffs and they won that one 40-14 as well. So this Owls offense led by a freshman quarterback in Riley Martin has been putting points on the board in the playoffs, and that's something that he was able to do. Make clutch plays down the stretch against East Robertson in the first game. He didn't turn the football over, and he had 2 big touchdown passes, one that came with over a minute and 30 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter that boosted Smith County to a win on the road. So when I do my analysis and I break down this game, all my questions and just concerns for this matchup lie with East Robertson. And what I mean by that is last week we saw that they came out early on really energetic and jazzed up, and that's great. You know, I want you to come out. Obviously, it's going to be an emotional game this Friday night when you're going on the hole to the hole in a hostile environment. I get that. I understand it. I want the boys to come out jazzed up and ready to play, but you have to channel that energy into the positive ways. You know, leave it on the field in between the whistles. Let's not do it after the whistles and have penalties after the play that hurt your football team. You know, they were able to survive that and not be hurt by it last week against Marion County. I don't know if they can afford to do that again against Smith County this week. Penalties have been something that this East Robertson team has struggled with all year, whether it was against Marion County last week. Yes, it happened in the regular season against Smith County, in which game they lost. They had double-digit penalties, over 150 yards in penalty yardage, and it happened against Westmoreland as well. They were able to survive against Westmoreland, but having penalties is going to hurt your football team in these playoff games where the competition is going to get greater and greater as the year rolls along. East Robertson struggled with turnovers in that first matchup. Kason Young had 3 interceptions. You know, that was the first really set of growing pains that he had this year. He was 7 of 13 for just 48 yards in that week 6 matchup, 3 interceptions. Now, Isaiah Groves was able to carry the football with some success. He had over 5 yards per carry. He had 29 carries for 164, but penalties really held them out of the end zone. There were several holding penalties on the offensive line that had, I guess, stymied East Robertson drives down the stretch. So their defense came to play and gave Smith County some fits, but defensively they weren't able to force any turnovers, and that was a really big matchup, key in the game. Cade Brooks had East Robertson's only touchdown in that week 6 matchup. It was a 12-yard rush on a jet sweep. But as I mentioned, 3 interceptions by Kason Young, a lost fumble by Isaiah Groves, and 2 turnover on downs really kind of did in East Robertson in that week 6 matchup. So when I look at my analysis of this, if East Robertson can hold on to the football, play flawlessly offensively, stay in rhythm, stay in second and manageable, third and manageable. And I mentioned that in my post-game talk with Chase Brooks on Saturday. He was like, we have to understand that in this game coming up, that having 2 to 3 yard rushes is a win for us. Obviously defensively, Smith County is really stout. They have a 6'3", 345-pound defensive tackle in the middle of their defense that's going to clog the rushing lanes. And so those 2 to 3 yard rushes are going to be good. You're just going to chip away. And in this game, I'm going to say that punts are good. Not turning the football over and giving Smith County short field is going to be, really key in this matchup. So if East Robertson can take care of the football, can avoid the costly penalties, I think defensively they will continue to be good. Obviously with Caffrey in the middle, Zach Groves on the defensive line, Elijah Groves in the back end, along with his cousin Xavion, they're going to be able to give fits to this Owls offense. They just can't afford to have short fields. I think East Robertson has a good chance to win this game. Obviously, I've talked about their schedule in the playoffs. It was a murderer's row in the second round in the quarterfinals, going on the road to face Marion County, going on the road to face Smith County in back-to-back weeks. It's going to be emotional. It's a young football team, but if they can find a way to limit the penalties, limit the mistakes, and offensively just find some semblance of a passing game, Smith County is going to make it really difficult for Isaiah Groves to beat them. They have faced East Robertson. They know their formula. They know their keys for the success. So Casey Young and some of the wide receivers on the outside, whether it's Elijah Groves, whether it's Cade Brooks, somebody's on the outside is going to have to make a big play at some point and take the top off the defense and give Isaiah Groves some room to run in the middle. But for some reason, I just don't think that this fairy tale story, this great ride that East Robertson is on, is going to come to an end this week in Carthage. I just have a feeling that they're going to find a way to win this football game. I picked it at 20-14. I think East Robertson gets it done on the road. I mentioned in my article for this week in our paper that I really think that the winner of this matchup, no matter who it is, has a really good chance of lifting the gold ball in Chattanooga on December 2nd. And so I just think that East Robertson, there's a good mojo about this group. They're excited. They're hungry. They're out to prove a point that they're one of the best teams in the state in 2A. And I think that they continue to ride that wave this week, Brady.
So there you have it. Let's see if what David's got is more than a feeling. We will talk about that, of course, next week. But coming up after one more commercial break, David's going to give you his player of the week. Of course, not a ton to choose from, but this guy has won plenty of player of the week awards throughout the season anyway. So stick around and we will be right back.
Whether you've set personal goals or are just making your health and well-being a priority, Select Physical Therapy is here for you. Select Physical Therapy is your trusted physical therapy partner for recovering from aches and pains, gaining strength, and preventing injury. There's no better time to make Select Physical Therapy's movement experts part of your healthcare team. To learn more about the benefits of physical therapy and get on the road to recovery and wellness, schedule an appointment today at selectphysicaltherapy.com. Experience the power of physical therapy today.
If you're in the market for new equipment, come to Countryside Outdoor Power Equipment in Springfield. We are your one-stop shop for all of your outdoor projects and needs. We have a large selection of Echo Power equipment and a full line of bad boy mowers and tractors. We also have a broad inventory of outdoor storage buildings and provide maintenance and small engine repair on most equipment. We also carry a large line of mower engines and parts. For great financing options, stop by Countryside Outdoor Power Equipment today.
If you're in need of new flooring, look no further than Springfield Carpet One Floor and Home, your local personal assistant when it comes to flooring. We offer a wide range of options, from hardwood to luxury vinyl, carpet to laminate and tile. Our showroom is designed to make your search for the perfect flooring simpler, and our expert team is always on hand to help every step of the way. With our financing options, you can buy now and pay over time. Stop by today or visit our website at carpetonesspringfield.com. At Old Hickory Credit Union, we're member-owned, not-for-profit, and eager to serve our Robertson County community. Since 1934, we have strived to provide our members with a safe, reliable place to take care of all their financial needs. From checking accounts to loans to mortgages, we're here to help. Credit unions have to constantly adapt to meet the needs of an ever-changing market. However, one constant will always remain, and that is the service we provide to our members. Stop by our Greenbrier branch today. Thomas Drugs, serving our community since the early 1900s. We're a full-service drugstore and soda fountain located in a building on Main Street that is on the National Register of Historic Places. We have a staff of pharmacists with over 70 years of experience, and we are committed to offering the best care and service to our community. We're now offering healthcare testing and treatment with positive results, a one-stop shop. Stop by our pharmacy today or visit our website at thomasdrugs.net.
Welcome back to the Robertson County Sports Show. We're, of course, wrapping up football from the previous week. I'm Brady McAtamney, Main Street Clarksville sports editor. That's David Wilson, Robertson County Connection sports reporter. David, we are going to give it our Player of the Week award for this week, and there is a pretty easy choice.
Yeah, you mentioned this player before the break, Brady. He's won Robertson County Player of the Week award time and time again this year. We'll give it to him again after the completion of the second round of the TBLSPLA playoffs in Robertson County. Obviously, East Robertson is the lone team standing, and they got a big victory this past week over Marion County by a final of 24-7. And the person responsible for all three of the Indians' touchdowns on Friday night, junior running back Isaiah Groves, had 28 carries for 279 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Indians' first road win in the playoffs since November 4th of 2004 on the road at Polk County. So Isaiah Groves, your Class 2A Mr. Football semifinalist, soon to be finalist for that award, by the way. You also are a winner of our Robertson County Player of the Week award here in round 2 of the playoffs. It's been a great year so far, and the fairy tale ride for East Robertson is just beginning. Massive matchup this week in a rematch against their Region 3 2A foe, Smith County. Should be a great one on Friday night in Carthage. I will be there on the sidelines, all bundled up for that one. Come by and say hello. But for Brady McAtamney, I'm David Wilson. We look forward to talking to you guys next week to break down that great rematch between Smith County and East Robertson.
You've been watching the Robertson County High School Football Show with Robertson County Connection sports reporter David Wilson and Main Street Clarksville sports editor Brady McAtamney. Read this week's Robertson County Connection for all the latest news about Robertson County High School sports. The Robertson County High School Football Show has been brought to you by Springfield Carpet One, Thomas Drugs, Old Hickory Credit Union, Countryside Outdoor Power Equipment, Select Physical Therapy in Springfield, and the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Join us each week at this time on Main Street Media TV to get the latest on Robertson County football.